Bam. Hey, welcome guys. We're live tonight everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, all over the place. Anywhere they'll let me go talk is where we're going. So we are getting ready to get busy tonight. Got a late practice. I hope you guys are ready to get some work done. So welcome to Advocates for Justice, Foreclosure Defense Paralegal Service. We have the tools, you do the work. I'm Coach Neighbors, and it's time for practice to get started. So today we're going to cover several things: the versatility of the change of venue motion and how that $50 motion can help you get control of your situation. We're going to talk about the right mindset that you need to have to be in my program. And before we get into all of that, I want to remind you guys to click on those wonderful ads that pop up. You know which ones I'm talking about. And click the like button. When you click the like button, that lets the algorithms YouTube know that I'm bringing value to the table. And that's important to them to be able to show my stuff to more people. So, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so that you'll get notification when practice is about to start. And last but least but not last, make sure you leave a comment. Even if it's great job, or if what I'm saying is something that you can relate to, well, leave a comment, because those comments are important also. And last but not least, please make sure that you guys share my stuff, share my YouTube videos, and share my offers with people on your page. It allows people to see that there is options without having to discuss whether or not they need the option or not. Because a lot of people are not going to let you know that they're struggling because they're embarrassed. And a lot of times seeing just something posted on your page might spark the interest to them to take a look at what we're doing and get on a program that's going to help them stay in their house. Now, before we get started talking about the subject tonight of the documents that you need to have fun with the attorneys, we want to talk about a few things that came up last week. And we're going to call this section Tips on Things That Came Up During the Week. So, number one thing, I had a guy personalize his documents, and when I talked to him about them, he told me all this other stuff that he put in it, and he thought that's what personalized the documents meant. So no, that's restructuring the documents. When you personalize my documents, all you need to do is replace the red font with the information pertaining to your case or your state or your court or whatever. You don't need to change everything and put all this stuff in there that they want to argue about. We never go into court to defend their lies. We never go into court to defend their lies. You must have a different mindset and stop being the damn defendant. We talked about that in the last video. So I'm going to keep talking about that because that's important. When people get in my program, you don't need to worry about all of that stuff that you did back in 2008 and who the lender was and how many services there was and all that stuff. You don't need to worry about all of that stuff because we don't use any of that crap. We do not use any of that. The only thing that we use from the conventional program and my non-conventional program is the document that shows the signature of who is responsible for the foreclosure against your property. In a judicial foreclosure, that document would be the petition, the complaint, or whatever it was they served you. In a non-judicial foreclosure, that document would be the notice of default letter. And I have people tell me, "Oh, it's signed by the trustee." No, the trustee can't sign shit. Okay, it's not signed by the trustee. It's signed by an attorney or someone in the attorney law firm acting as a, So we're going to have the attorney as number one defendant. The lender doesn't sign the documents any place. And that is the biggest mistake one of the biggest mistakes most homeowners make in foreclosure defense. They get started on their program listening to the bullshit that attorneys have told them or that they've learned through the conventional process, and that shit that they learned tells them that the lender is the one suing you, and that's just not true. And it's obvious from looking at paperwork. Who signed? You want to go after whoever it is that signed, not who someone said was the one coming after you. And at the end of the day, if it was the lender, it would be the attorneys, because the attorneys are supposedly acting on behalf of the lender. Yeah, they're acting on behalf of their own law firm is what they're doing. So one of the things that you need to understand is when you add a bunch of that emotional stuff and banking information that they want to talk about into your case, you're opening yourself up for arguing. Their conventional legal program is structured for arguing. And newsflash, when the arguing is done, guess what? The judge gets to help them kick your butt. It's pretty simple. I mean, I like to keep things simple so I can understand, because I'm not that smart. Yeah. So we are learning how to cut to the chase and set yourself up to sue the judge right out the gate. You don't have to wait till a judge throws you under the bus anymore. Now, this change of venue motion that we put together is designed to move your case right out of that court, out of state court, over to federal court. We'll talk about that in a minute. Now, one of the other things that I want to tell you guys, that the documents you receive in your package is what you must work with. I have people contacting me that purchased the package 8 or 9 months ago, and they're looking at the videos and, oh, I don't have this document in my package, and I don't have this document in my package, and you add this document. And my question is, so how's the package working? Well, I haven't filed anything yet, but I just want to make sure I have all of it. No, please. That is not the way we roll here. Okay? When you pay for your document, for your package, you got everything. Now, if there's something new that we have and you're in need of it because you already filed your stuff and you're there, then send me a message and I'll see what we can do. But I'm not about to run around changing a bunch of stuff and doing all this stuff just because people see that something else came out and they don't think to have it. You got what you pay for. You got the package that you need. And you have in the package what you need to get done what needs to get done. The thing is, are you going to get off of your butt and get it going? That's the thing. And most of these people that are like this have not filed a single document yet. They're still studying and lining everything up, and I don't know what the hell they're doing. Because with my shit, there's nothing to line up. There's plenty to study, but most people don't have the time to do the studying before they get their stuff filed, before they end up getting kicked out of their house. So my suggestion is, trust me, file your stuff and study later. Because I guarantee you what I have there, I've already done studying on, done my homework. And that's one of the reasons why I don't do it again when people call me asking me questions about all this stuff, because they don't understand. Newsflash, if you understood everything that I know or that I understand, you wouldn't need my help. You wouldn't be asking for my help. So if you ask for my help, you should accept the help and listen more than you speak. I have people telling me, oh, well, it's in a different court and I can't use jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit because I'm not in, If that was the case, I would be telling you that I'm not an attorney. So I'm not just going to fill you up with smoke to get your money and send you on your way. Okay. I need to see that win and to see you still in your house. I need to see, that Google review. Okay. That's what I'm, and to know that we're making an attorney somewhere have a miserable freaking day. That's what I need. So I'm not going to be sending stuff out to folks asking me to resend in things and all of that. If you're in a situation and you're using what you have and you need something different, you send me a message and tell me what the situation is. Hey, I'm using this right now, and this is how they respond. And man, I think I need to have this or that. Do we have that available to us or something? I know I have some people who think that they got in the program a year ago, and I'm supposed to just send them everything all the way, whatever document I'm supposed to send it over to them. Send me that. No, that's not the way it works. Sorry. And the other thing is, most of the people involved in these cases that I'm talking about, these cases are wrapped around the fear. And the folks have not filed anything yet because they're so worried about all of these things. They have not watched instructional videos, because if they had watched them, they will understand that at the end of the day, it's not going to come down to any of this stuff. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to you jumping on the judge's ass for violating your rights. Or in case of the new document, $75 document against the judge, you'll be suing the judge for not being legal, because the judge has not met the requirements to be legal. And I discussed those requirements in the $75 document. Now, the change of venue motion, it's time to have some fun. This change of venue motion I put together, you can move the attorney's state foreclosure case over to federal court and force them to dismiss it, and the attorneys will have to refile it if they still want to try and fight and if they still want to try and take your property. And the reason they dismiss it is, well, my documents, I use federal case law. And the documents I put together for state court that people are purchasing off of the website, I also use federal case law. Federal court case law can be used in, it's no different than using Supreme Court case law in federal court, in state court, or federal court. But here's the problem. State court case law cannot be used in federal court. So, and most state attorneys are not licensed to practice in federal court. So when you move your shit to federal court, it creates a problem for the attorneys. Think about it. Now, you're moving it in the interest of justice, and that's yeah, exactly. When I read that, I was like, man, I need to work on this, because this is the bomb. Now, I have this posted on my website for like $50. So now for $50, hey, Capital MX and Neville Wilson, hey, Ken. Now for $50, you can move the attorney's foreclosure case out of state court over to federal court and make them fools suffer. Now, this is not, you're not getting no money for this, but hey, if you are facing eviction or you about to get jammed up on this is perfect. Because look, judges, I do have a win now. So I guess I should not say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The judge is not going to help you win anything. Okay? You're going to have to make the judge sit down and then make the new judge not want to get involved into it. And you're going to have to make them quit and give up. That's what my program is about, because all of them are all working together. You're going to need to make them sit down and give up. So when you file a change of venue motion in the interest of justice, you are moving to change a venue because now, because of the same actual laws that they violated, we list in our sanction motion also. Now, I structured the change of venue package when I was helping my sister stop her judicial foreclosure against her property, and the new judge terminated her case. So we never got to use this bomb in court, but I do have a few people that invested in it, and I'm anxious to see how what May to see how to try to put that fire out. So this will work on anyone's case. Any party can demand a change of venue in the interest of justice. And the reason that you're demanding the change of venue is because the attorney is a foreign agent, and the state court has no jurisdiction over a dispute between the foreign agent and a state citizen. People cannot sue folks in a different state without going through federal court. So, and these are just some of the little loopholes that, well, they're not loopholes. They're like violations of the law that these fools get away with all the time because nobody picks at their stuff like I do. Also, an issue is the fact that the judge and their attorney are in violation of federal law, as they are not registered with the National Attorney General's office as a foreign agent, in violation of the Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1938. And that act says that these fools are supposed to be registered to put all this paperwork and who they work for, all, you know. And I had somebody from the group send me a Facebook message questioning my research on this Foreign Agent Act of 1938. And she told me that the Attorney General for her state told her that the attorneys in her state were exempt from this. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, seriously, you're telling me this? Okay. So how do you tell when an attorney's lying? Their mouth's moving or they're breathing or both? Okay. That's how you tell. So I hope that she figures out that they're lying to her. And besides, we don't ask them for anything. I don't ask them. In my program, we ask them for shit. Okay, I'm serious. We're not asking them for. Somebody also wanted to know how to get the judge's oath of office. Well, I don't have anything in any of my paperwork about the judge's oath of office. Okay, because once the judge violates you by allowing the attorneys to proceed after you file your jurisdiction challenge with an affidavit, the judges should be getting sued. We don't give a shit about the judge's oath of office or where it is, and they're not telling you. They're not going to tell you. And the Foreign Agent Registration Act is not something that they're going, what are they going to do? Go slap their other attorneys on the hand because they're not registered? Well, newsflash, the judge is not registered either. None of their asses are. So I use federal case law in all of my documents. So moving your case over to federal courts is not going to be a problem for you. It'll be a problem for the attorneys because they'll be screwed because they cannot file case law in state court, case law in federal court. And most attorneys that are practicing in state court are not licensed to practice in federal court. So now they're going to have to hire some attorneys or something. I don't know what they want to do, but we're not going to have the case in state court. And now that'll give you time to get your lawsuit filed, in federal court or state court. Now we have a lawsuit you can file against a judge right here in state court. Good evening, Ken. Neville, I'm glad you guys can make it tonight. Just kind of a little bit off track, but we're on base. We're off base, but on track. I don't know. You can call it however you want to. Thank you, NYX Capital. I'm here to get it done. And that's the link to the change of venue motion. And guys, don't let the low price get it twisted. Okay. I'm just telling you, don't let the low price get it twisted up. If you got a problem with the low price, you can hit the donate link and donate the other $2,000 if you want. I'll take it, but it's not necessary because this is what I do. I'm here for a reason. Hey, Ray K, look at that pretty little kitty. Meow. Okay, I'm not good at kitty sounds. I'll stick to my legal stuff. I am doing pretty good. Guys, my next video is going to kind of do a quick overview on what's next for the people who are just finding me on YouTube or whatever and don't have time to start watching a lot of videos. And that video, I'm going to post it tomorrow. So I've been working on it today and this one. So the what's next video, health coach Adrian, will be tomorrow. I'll just kind of walk you through it. In my program, the first thing that I need to know is if you're judicial or non-judicial, or you need to know this. If you're judicial or non-judicial, or if you're in a foreclosure or tax lien foreclosure, those are important. The judicial, if you're in judicial, then you're going to need a judicial foreclosure defense package. Here, let me put a link to it here. And if you're in non-judicial, then you're going to need the non-judicial foreclosure defense package. Now, when you invest in your package, this offer that I'm posting in here has the instructional videos in the offer. So you need to review the instructional videos to learn how to use the documents in the package. If you don't review the instructional videos, then you're not going to understand how to use the documents in the package, and we're going to struggle. So here is the non-judicial package, a link to it. And I'm going to give you guys a link to the judicial package as well. Now, once you get your package, you read the instructional video, and then you will fill out the red font with your information. All you replace is the red font. You don't add a whole bunch of stuff and all these extra things. My documents are designed to help you put yourself in position to sue the judge with in the end, in the middle, when the judge throws you under the bus and ignores your stuff. And by the time they figure out what you're doing, you'll have your record on the court belt that you'll be using as evidence to see the judge with, and we'll learn how to cut to the chase. And this is working pretty dang well. So you're going to have to learn how to serve the parties in your state by looking on the internet and figuring out what your state requires for a process of service. You're going to have to make sure that you serve everybody. You're going to have to go to Google and Google, what the hell do I do if I'm filing a lawsuit? Everything is on Google. Everything is on Google. Find a service or attorney and win the game. Well, I don't know about that, Ken. I don't see any attorney. Anytime the word attorney's in the program, you're not going to be winning no game, because attorneys won't help you with foreclosure defense, because the attorneys are the ones that are foreclosing on your property. And that's obvious when you check. That's obvious when you check the document that they use against your property. Whatever, I talked about this in the beginning of the video, whatever document that they signed to start the foreclosure is what you use. So the instructional videos are on my YouTube channel, and they're also in the offer that I just posted in the group. Health Coach Adrian, I just said that. They're in the group. So the videos, the instructional videos for each of those packages is in the link. If you click on the link and scroll down and watch and look at the whole offer, you'll see the videos at the bottom or somewhere near the middle or the bottom or something. You guys you're killing me here, coach. Now, my videos are also posted on my YouTube channel. Okay, the instructional. So my YouTube channel, I know, has 180 something videos, but you need to just think of it in smaller chunks. Okay, the videos are divided into playlists. So I have a jurisdictional playlist. I have a jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit update playlist, and that one is the one where I think everybody should start. And the jurisdiction challenge. And when you're referring to a jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit, you're going to have to say the whole thing because I have a jurisdictional challenge also. And if you're talking about one and I think you're talking about the other, then we can have a problem. And I could be giving you crappy advice, and then you'll think I was an attorney, and that would be okay. Never mind. Sorry. If you think I was an attorney, that'll be a problem because that'll be the second thing that can get you booted out the back door. Because remember, I don't have a bench. I know. And when the coach gets pissed, he sends you to the bench. I don't have a bench. So if you don't do the right thing, you're going to be packing because there's no bench. We don't take hostages up in here. Yeah, well, it's sad because you go into court with the wrong game plan. This is what happens. So send them to my website and have them get the documents they need because my people ain't losing in court. They ain't even trying to get in court. Let me put a link to the website too. I got a new website up. I'm still doing work on the website. I had somebody message me today and told me they don't want to offend me, but they like the old website. And I'm like, well, the old website scored a 53. When I done the score to see how well the website was performing, it's a 53. And anybody that knows anything about anything, 53 is not a good score to have. That's below failing, okay? So the new website is critical, and the new website is probably going to allow me to keep my prices on sale, the sell prices on sale right now. So, Coach, so you need to go and learn what I do. What I help you do is not connected to anything you were doing already, because there's the conventional foreclosure defense program, and then there's the non-conventional foreclosure defense program. In the conventional foreclosure defense program, all the bar members team up to steal your shit, and they all get a cut of the pie that they take from you, in addition to what they're taking from you with their fake help. In the non-conventional program, you're holding them responsible by adding them to your lawsuit, the attorney to your lawsuit as the number one defendant. Yeah, you're holding them responsible for violating federal laws that caused the problem that you're dealing with right now. And that is why I don't need to know everything that happened in your case in 2012 and 2008. I don't need to know all I need to know is who signed. That's what you need to know, who signed, and make sure you have a copy of that document that they signed to use and initiated foreclosure against your property. That's all that we use. Okay. The other stuff, we start a jurisdiction at the gate and we keep the asses at the gate. If you don't, then you're done. So we don't let them get past the gate, because if you argue with the stuff that they're saying, all of that stuff is fraud. And I don't care how you argue it, it's going to be fraud when you're done. And Coach, one of the things that people need to understand is I don't look. No, never. They've never received a jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit before, and I know they tried it. So you guys need to make sure you watch the video, so when they try to get out of taking this shit, you'll know what to say. That's all I got to say on that. And you're right, they've never received it before, but it works. Mm-hmm. And the reason they don't receive it, attorneys ain't going to file something like this on each other. Are you kidding me? People don't understand that when you hire an attorney, and this is my opinion based off of working with the 603 people in our Thinking private Facebook group. When you hire an attorney to help them steal your property, that's what it boils down to. When you hire an attorney to help screw yourself, okay, that attorney automatically gets a cut of what they take from you, in addition to what they steal out of your pocket with their fake help. Well, you need to get them, coach. You need to get them over to the website. Let me put a link to the website in here. Now, I do have most of the stuff on the website. Some of the things on the website is from the old website, and I'm going to take them down because we're not using them. The eviction document to block the eviction process, we don't use that anymore. And I got people still bitching at me about that. They think that they didn't get all of their documents because they don't have that document. I'm trying to tell them that we stopped using it. We don't use that document anymore. And if you do your shit right, nobody's going to be evicting you anyway. So what the hell I need an eviction document for? But at the end of the day, the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit is what you use to challenge the jurisdiction or the challenge to whatever. That document replaced the other document because of the power that it freaking has in it. And I got this dude who still thinks that he contracted with me, and the contract says he's supposed to get that document because he's looking at a video that's freaking 2 years old. And I'm trying to explain to him that my stuff changes all the time. So you can't just go by that and think that that's what's going to happen, because that's not what you got is what you get. Oh, they said she got them running. Yeah. Yeah, they don't like my stuff now. They do not like my stuff because so here's the thing. When you add that attorney to your lawsuit as the number one defendant, that creates a problem for the attorney. Now the attorney cannot litigate a case that he's a party to or she's a party to. The attorney can't represent themselves, and they can't represent the law firm in court because that would be considered pro se, and the court rules will not allow a corporation to go into court pro se. Now they're going to have to allow these fools to go into court pro se, because here's the problem that the attorneys have. The attorneys, once you file the lawsuit against them or file this stuff as a counterclaim in their lawsuit, which you can do without having to pay any filing fees, once you do that, that's a problem. And the attorneys now, they have to hire somebody to represent them, and they can't find anybody to do that, because when the outside attorneys find out that you're suing their asses for illegal foreclosure, acting as a third-party debt collector with no consideration whatsoever, it's a problem. It's a problem because the outside attorneys are doing the same shit. That's why it's a problem. So now you got the judge, you're going to have to let them go through anyway and violate the court rules. And you just set yourself up to sue the judge when this is all done. I mean, you set yourself. Remember at the beginning of the thingy tonight, I said, we have to stop being the damn defendant. And I talked about this in the last video too. Okay. In my program, if you're on my team, you ain't no defendant. Okay. Because the defendant is the one taking the punches. Okay. So you ain't no defendant in my shit. In my shit, you are fire. Thank you, Neville. Yeah, you ain't the defendant in my shit. And if you talk like the defendant or text me or message me like the defendant, I'm going to call your ass out on the carpet on it. And I tell people, don't be looking behind, okay? Because you can't get in my program and be defendant and be worried about a bunch of shit because in my program, you're not going to be doing the same shit you was doing before, listening to what the attorney said, thinking that the lender is the one coming after you and all that mess. That's not what we're going to be doing in my program. So you can't be thinking, oh my God, I'm just getting so tired. I don't care. I ain't trying to hear any of that shit. Okay, it's in the fourth quarter now. And in sports, when you get to the fourth quarter, it's like the whole game started over. And if your ass didn't have that attitude, you were sitting on the bench. But I don't have a bench. I'm telling you, I don't have no bench. So you better suck it up and keep the hell up. Okay, sorry, I got a little carried away. So Quar Hicks, hey, welcome, buddy. So I don't have to pay third-party debt collectors, not unless you want to. And if you decide to, I'm gonna boot your ass out of the team. Yeah, I can help you stop paying them, and then if you just want to give your money away, you can give it to me. I'm not gonna run your credit if you decide to stop giving it to me. Okay. No, dude, third-party debt collectors don't have any consideration and shit. They bought the debt for pennies on the dollar. They don't have no consideration and shit. You don't owe them nothing. And the third-party debt collector, if you sue them too, as an M1 defendant, it's done. Could it be so easy? Hell yeah. You get the shit right. We just Okay, so I played football for University of Kansas in the 80s, and Nebraska kicked our butt a lot. Okay, so here's the thing. You need to run the same plays on them they're running on you. If that shit's working on you, run it on them. I learned that from getting my butt kicked by Nebraska. But it works pretty good. So they're trying to sue you for some. Now you're suing them for some even more serious shit. Because here's the thing: when you file your lawsuit against a judge and recuse the judge, the new judge is going to have to step in. And this is what happened with my sister's case. New judge stepped in and didn't want shit to do with it. No, they dropped they terminated the case, disposed of. Those were the two words that was used in the court document. No one says you like being the driver. Yeah, I always say that. Mike, you're gonna be driver of the bus if you get that shit figured out. Yeah, driver of the bus. Yeah. Well, I'm bringing it to the table, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. And I got a lot of time involved in studying this stuff and putting these things together so people can use them and kick these attorneys' asses before you go to court. Because we ain't trying to go to court. Okay. They don't drag your ass in court until they already figured out what they're gonna do. And that's why we do what we do. And that $75, let me go ahead and put this $75 lawsuit package here that I have here that my sister used. Is so badass. And it's $75. I know, I cannot believe that I'm doing this for $75, but if you guys have any idea how much I enjoy kicking attorneys' asses, I enjoy it like 100 times over kicking judges' asses. So, yeah. There we go. Ray K's asking somebody a question. Well, Coach Adrian, send him over. You can see that how I roll. You guys can check my Google reviews; they're pretty badass, and I'm pretty proud of them. I have not seen a legal service that has reviews anywhere close to mine. Nowhere close. Thanks, BX Trust. Okay, so that is about all the value that I have to share with you guys tonight. I appreciate you sharing your time with me. And I'm going to jump off of here and get back over to the website. I'm still working on getting some things posted. We're getting the SEO connected on the backside so that I'll be able to rank higher on Google. And yeah, you got that right, BX Trust. And when I rank higher on Google, they're telling me that my new website should be getting around 15 conversions a day, and that's pretty freaking good. So that the website is going to be a little complicated to actually. I don't think it's that complicated, but it's different. And I'm still trying to figure out how to run the back half of it and change packages and do some of those things. And I have a blogging set up, a blog site now on it. And this was the change of venue motion blog that I put together. You guys can click on that and it'll take you over to the website. Now, my blogging page at the website, other people can answer to my stuff. You can blog on the site. It's pretty cool. And I say a lot of stuff on there that people need to hear. And it's kind of nice because people can hear it and it'll take you back to and it'll take you back over to where you need to be. So, thanks, Ray K. Ray K said 5 years ago she used some paper like this, and lawyers did not come to court. So, my paperwork is different, and I put it together myself based off of the feedback, the real time feedback from the 603 members in my private Facebook page. So, and I think differently. I spent a lot of time picking at their loopholes and figuring out how to use the loopholes against the attorneys and the judge. And that's what we do. And this is why I don't need to hear all of the stuff about it. People still kind of get mad at me when they want to call and talk to me about all of these things, and because their situation is unique. And I'm like, no, your situation is not unique. Every once in a while, but not very often. You're all getting the shaft, and this is what we need to do. And so people think that everything is unique, and they don't understand that it's not unique. Everybody's getting the shaft. So you guys get over to the new website and check it out. And I will see you guys here on Saturday. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but I'll have something juicy. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about how people are when they try to set me up. Yeah. So some people think that the practice of law is the unauthorized practice of law is something that you can get in trouble for. And yeah, they tried that a couple of times and had to go sit the hell down and leave me alone. But people from other states still think that they can do that. They don't realize that the federal government here don't like me and they had me. They had to let me go, and I never been convicted of anything. Yeah, and to give you an idea, the last time I filed something in federal court, actually in both federal courts that's within 30 miles of me, The one federal court in Kansas City, I went to go file something, and when I was walking, that's the court that I spent most of my time in when they were hauling me back and forth for these mental evaluations and giving me a bunch of shit trying to make me stand down. And so that court, I went to go file something one day, and they told me, the marshals told me when I walked up to the door, Mr. Neighbors, you don't need to get your wallet out because we know who you are. Yeah, okay, that cannot be good. The marshals at the federal courthouse know who the hell I am. Yeah, but they know who I am, and they call me Mr. Neighbors. Yeah, so they know I'm a pain in the ass too, and I don't take no freaking deals. So I got a little note saying here that Facebook is having trouble. I'm having trouble streaming to Facebook. Currently has a bug, and that causes this issue for some users. Facebook is working to. Yeah, I wonder if that bug came from California. Because I got some attorneys in California pissed off. But you know, I used to tell them, is that the eye that looks like it gives a crap? I used to tell it to my kids all the time. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to get to use that on me before it's over with. Well, thank you guys, and I will see you guys on Saturday. I think Saturday morning I'm going to put out a post here on StreamYard. Actually, I'm going to schedule it so that it'll let you guys know what we're going to talk about beforehand, so you guys can all be there. So I will see you guys later.